So let's talk about the cost of living in Birmingham because yes, it is affordable, but where you buy as a family completely changes what you're actually paying for every month. If you're thinking about moving to Birmingham in 2026, I want to break down what it really costs to live here, not just home prices, but your actual monthly payment plus everyday expenses that people forget about. But before we dive in, I'm Anna Parker with P4 Realty Partners, your Hoover real estate family. We help people move all across Hoover and the Birmingham area. We help them buy, sell, and make smart real estate moves. So if you're thinking about relocating or just moving across town, you can reach out to us anytime with the information below. So if you're a family, you're probably looking all over Birmingham and you're looking in places like Hoover, Vestavia, Mountain Brook, or Homewood. And the prices in those areas are different from the greater Birmingham area itself. So let's talk about Hoover. So most homes realistically land somewhere between that $450,000 range to $700,000 and plus. We've even hit some in the $1 million in Hoover, depending on the neighborhood. Vestavia, you're typically around that $550,000 to $800,000 plus range, especially for ones that are updated. And again, those prices can go up higher. So in Homewood, you're actually looking kind of the same range around Vestavia, that $500,000 to $800,000 plus. And again, that can jump up past the $800,000. So a lot comes down to location in Homewood. Well, then you get to Mountain Brook. That's going to be your higher end option. You're typically starting in the $900,000 range, and it can go $1 million plus. So realistically, most families moving into the suburbs are landing somewhere between that $500,000 to $800,000 range, depending on where they choose from those locations I mentioned before. So now let's compare it to just Birmingham, the greater Birmingham area itself. And you can still see that solid homes can start in the $250,000 range to $350,000 range, which is a big difference compared to the suburbs that we spoke about earlier. Okay, so now let's really break it down. Let's put some real numbers to this, and because this is where most people get confused. So let's say you're buying a home in Hoover or Vestavia or Mountain Brook. Let's say it's around that $550,000 range. You put 20% down. Your interest rate is anywhere between 6 to 6.5%. So when you run those numbers, your principal and interest is going to be around $2,700 a month. Now that does not include your taxes, homeowner's insurance, or any HOA fees. So if you're looking online and that number looks lower, that's usually why. So let's compare that to a Birmingham home that's listed around $350,000. That's the purchase price. Same thing, you put 20% down, you have the same interest rate of 6 to 6.5%. Your payment is going to be around $1,700 per month for principal and interest only. Again, there's no taxes or homeowner's insurance included in that. So just based on price alone, that's $1,000 savings from the different areas and different markets that you're in. So let's talk taxes and insurance. So this is where Birmingham actually has a huge advantage. Property taxes here are really low compared to most places. You're usually around the 0.4 to 0.6% of the home's value. So what's that look like? So on a $550,000 home, you're looking at roughly $200 to $275 per month in taxes. So thinking again, looking at a $350,000 home, that's roughly around $120 to $175 per month. Then you have insurance on top of that. And this can vary a little bit depending on the home and your insurance carrier, but most people are somewhere between that $150 to $250 a month for insurance. Now let's jump on into HOAs. So homeowners association. This is where the suburbs and city living really start to feel different. So in places like Hoover and Vestavia, you're usually going to have an HOA in the planned communities, and it's typically around $75 to $150 a month. If you're typically in a neighborhood that has more amenities like a clubhouse, pickleball courts, swimming pools, it could be closer to $200 a month. If you're looking at buying in Birmingham itself, a lot of those homes don't have an HOA. Now let's put that all together so you could actually see what you'd be paying for and monthly costs. So again, let's look at that $550,000 suburban home. You've got your $2,700 mortgage. You have $225 for taxes. You have around $200 for your homeowner's insurance, and let's say around $100 for your HOA. So all in is about $3,200 a month. So if you compare that to the $350,000 home in the Birmingham area, you had that $1,700 mortgage, you had $150 for taxes, $175 for insurance. There is no HOA, so that equates to about $2,000 a month. So if you're trying to figure out which neighborhood in Hoover fits your budget, your lifestyle, and your school zones, we've actually put together a full relocation guide that walks you through all of it. I'll link it below so you can grab it. So now let's talk about everyday life, cost of living, because that's where the other half is in Birmingham. You've got groceries, and groceries usually for a family of 4, you could spend anywhere from $700 to $1,000 a month. So for utilities like power, water, internet, most people are around $250 to $400 a month, if not more. And then you've got for gas and commuting, Birmingham is really drivable compared to other cities. So most families spend around $150 to $300 a month, depending on where you are, of course, in the area. And things like eating out and kids' activities and just lifestyle, that stuff just really adds up. So depending on where you are, most families fall anywhere between $200 and $500 per month on eating out. But if you're like us, it could be more. So what does it actually mean for families? So if you're usually paying around $1,000 to $1,200 more per month to live in the suburbs, so what you're actually getting for that, top-rated schools, newer homes, neighborhood amenities, and just more of that traditional family setup. And then if you stay closer to Birmingham, say downtown, you get a lower payment, more flexibility, and usually there's no HOA, and you can walk to some of the neighborhood downtown restaurants. So yes, the cost of living in Birmingham is a lot lower than, say, in the cities like Hoover and Vestavia, but your monthly payment and adding that lifestyle really depend on where you choose to live. So when you're looking at the whole picture of the Birmingham, Vestavia, Homewood, and Hoover, take into consideration all those factors that are important to you and your family. So if you're thinking about moving to Hoover or anywhere in the Birmingham area, reach out to us. We would love to help you and your family figure out what makes most sense to you. If you want to learn more about what families might regret when they are moving to Hoover, make sure to check out the video right here. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss anything about buying, selling, or living in the Hoover and Birmingham area.